Welcome everyone to the new moon in Sagittarius, and this one is going to be a rather special new moon as it is a total solar eclipse. So now most of it will start on the 14th around the world, but it'll be on the 15th, which is a Tuesday in Australia. So with all new moons, it's the sun and the moon is conjunct or together, and they are in the sign of Sagittarius. So first of all, I'm going to bless my cards. Now I'm actually going to do something a little bit different today. I'm not actually going to pull tarot. I've decided to do a black moon spread, and we're going to see what comes out for us. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about the new moon solar eclipse. So I'm just going to bless my cards. So dear angels, saints and spirits of the divine white light, please bless my cards and give me clear insight. So mote it be. It's so hot here in Australia today while I'm recording this. Okay, so a new moon, any new moon of a sign is usually the start of the lunar year for that sign. So because it's in Sagittarius, it's going to be the start of the lunar year, so for us. And this is also a good time. New moons are new beginnings, setting new intentions. So that's what it's all about. Now, because it's a solar eclipse, this is where the past blots out the future. Whereas in a lunar eclipse, the present blots out the future. Blots out the past, sorry. So this is really we're really looking to the past in this solar eclipse to eclipse things out, so that things that we do not serve us. And this is really highlighted in this chart for a number of reasons. So basically, what we need to ask ourselves in this eclipse is what from our past is stopping me from moving forward. So this is what is really going to be highlighted during this solar eclipse. And because it's a solar eclipse, it's very masculine energy. So it's really an action as well. And you're going to see that this is very predominant by what's actually happening in this new moon. So Sag, of course, is a fire sign, so automatically it makes it a very masculine sign. It's all about passion, moving forward, setting your target. It's seeking, it's the truth seeker, it's optimism, it's the hero's journey, it's seeking it's the high intellect and seeking adventure, and it's all about beliefs. Sagittarius wants to learn more about the world and the meaning of life. It's constant learning. Whereas Gemini, which is the opposite sign, is all about other points of view, variety. Of course, it's the twins. So it's very predominant because the south node is also in Sagittarius. So that is also in where the sun and the moon is in Sag. But also Mercury is also there in Sagittarius. And as we know, Mercury is the planet of communication and information. So it's going to be bringing about a sense of lots of information coming through, but it's going to be in relation to our past because the south node is there. And of course, it's pointing to Gemini, which is the opposite, which is the north node, which is about our future. So as we're saying, Gemini is about looking at other points of view and variety, and it's also very intellectual and communication sign too. They love to communicate as well. However, the other thing is that it also squares Neptune. So Neptune's a very dreamy planet. It's also got no boundaries. So there are no boundaries in Neptune, and that's why when you've got the Neptunian energy, boundaries are blurred, and you can be almost like in a fog or a haze, and there could be that sense of confusion. And because it's squaring, squares are always hard aspects to this. So it really will be bringing about a sense of what our beliefs are, old past beliefs especially, and what past fears as well. So it's going to be really highlighting all of this stuff to us in this eclipse and what we need to let go of. Now the good thing is we've got a triple trine. So trines, of course, are positive aspects. They're very positive. You don't need to really do a lot with these. It'll just happen. And it's a trining to Mars, which is in Aries. And again, Aries is action, it's driving forward, it's all about self. And Mars, of course, is action as well, taking action, and it's also instinct as well. And Mars is a very masculine energy. So basically what all of this, if you put it all together, this really is going to be looking at what our past beliefs, point of views, what our fears are, and coming through, gaining the information that we need so that we can form new ideas and new beliefs so that we can potentially move ourselves forward. Now the thing is, with a solar eclipse, because it's so powerful, we'll be feeling the effects for the next 6 months. So anybody, any one of us, like that resists this, we will be feeling it even more. So that's why it really is important to make sure that we are not resisting any of these things and letting things come up naturally and being able to let it go. So now, with that said, I'm going to do this 5-card black moon spread. Let's see what we've got. So I'm using the black moon astrology cards for this. So we've got Jupiter returns, which is benefits. We've got the 3rd house, oh my gosh, which is messages. We've got Libra, balance. So I think this is really important as well, to be able to balance all the information and messages that will be coming through. We've also got the Mercury retrograde, which is reinvention. So it might be redoing things, it might be reliving a past situation and seeing where we could have done better or how we can do things differently and not keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. And then we've got Uranus, which is genius. Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. So I'm going to read from the book. So in the first position, this is the root of your question or issue. So this is for all of us. I just thought I'd do something a little bit different. So this may contain some of the past influences, not completely phased out, some residual energy of this that still lingers. So I think we're probably all wondering, like, oh, you know, this is all, we're all supposed to be going into a new era. This is supposed to bring us in lots of benefits. Why is not my benefits coming in? Why I have done all these things, I have, you know, made a lot of changes in my life. Why still am I not seeing the benefits of this? In the second position, it's the current surrounding influences. So this shows pretty much what you can already see and what is obvious. In any event, this card sums up the energies of the present. So this is what we're in right now. And yes, there is going to be a lot of messages coming through to us. Already I can see the hieroglyphics there, the Egyptian hieroglyphics, obviously lots of symbology, lots of symbols. And if you've followed my readings, I'm very into symbols and synchronicities as well. So it is taking heed, obviously, of what's being told to us. Obviously using discernment as well, but also seeing what other things are actually syncing up to that and seeing whether or not what we're being told is actually true. So in the third position, we've got what we're not able to see at the current time because you have blinders on. It could be a blind spot. So it's actually what is being hidden, withheld, or just overlooked. This is the surprise of the reading. So that's really good. So this is our blind spot. The fourth position is what to do now. So how to address this issue, how you manifest or overcome it. where your strengths are. This card should tell you that. So this is reinvention. So maybe it is having a look at the past and seeing where we possibly might have done things correctly and where it's really worked for us. Or maybe seeing what lessons we have learned and how we can do things differently and how we can put that together through whatever situation that you're asking for in this to do with past, because we're all individual, we're all going through it, but however, it is a collective thing as well. So that's why I decided to do this kind of a spread. And in the 5th position, we've got the likely outcome, which is based upon current circumstances. It is important to keep this in mind, so it is possible to change it should this not be the outcome that you want. So Uranus, which is genius, Uranus is the planet of surprise, which really I don't find very surprising at all, actually. So it really is up to you, the individual, whoever is watching this, what it means to you, how it relates to you, and how you decide to proceed forward with the information that you have and what action to take. Again, this solar eclipse is telling us that we need to be able to take action. So that's why it is so important for us to do that. So 49, I'm going to read 49. So this is our past influences. So 49, let's have a look. 49. Sorry, I'm just trying to find it. Jupiter return, benefits. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. A Jupiter return occurs every 12 years. This marks the time the largest and the most expansive of planets returns to the original place of when you were born. This is always really good too. So if you want more information, like I said in my other readings as well, you really should know your natal chart. So then you do know when you can expect your Jupiter return. And on the natal chart, you can have a look at any free natal chart readings. You can get that on Cafe Astrology, and there's other ones as well that you can just Google. So turning up the Jupiter return card indicates a period when doors are open to you and obstacles are lifted. You are given the freedom to advance your goals with absolute abandon. It suggests you will soon be entering a time when you encounter less resistance and life should flow much easier. The Jupiter return card is the green light that gives us the go-ahead. All paths are now clearing and you are to take the utmost advantage of this. Goals or plans you started more than a decade ago will begin to bear fruit, either right now or at least very soon. Something very good is about to emerge from the debris of the past. It could be a thing you felt you lost or something that did not work out exactly as you hoped. It may even be a plan you have forgotten about that once again comes into your life to make some remarkable changes and advances. In short, the Jupiter return card implies good fortune and prosperity in many areas, not just financial or material. Dreams manifest into reality at this time. Gifts flow in easily. It's also a time to be aware of how you approach matters of your own spirituality, faith, and destiny. There is a rapidness to Jupiter, so it's important to grab hold of anything that surfaces, so don't let go. Investigate the possibilities this may bring. It is not just a good time to get carried away though. It is also important with Jupiter to keep a clear head. So I think it is time to take a broader reach and to show gratitude. See the possibilities. Trust in your fortune and give thanks to the gods. Making light of a situation and realizing it's not as bad as it seems is the best approach. In fact, something will be rescued from the darkness. New experiences trigger a desire for travel and inner development. Communications with angels and high spirits are more possible now. Higher education calls to you. Publishing your ideas and bringing them before the public are a probability. Relax, let go of control and allow things to unfold. Be wise and pay attention. Don't take your eyes off the prize. So I really think that, in short, love others with grace and patience. Know that generosity is in its own reward. Keep the expansive energy of Jupiter flowing, but with discernment. And in answer to your question, yes, but only if you are wise in your choices. So again, I really do feel that this Jupiter could mean a lot of things for a lot of people. Like I said, you could have a look in your natal chart and see when it is your Jupiter return is going to be happening for you. Jupiter, again, this is so synchronistic as well, is the ruling planet of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, with the nodes being in the way that they are, it's the south node, so it is the past. So maybe we're looking at the past and going, oh, things were really easy back then, and I got everything I wanted, and this year just nothing has seemed to happen that way, but it's been on a collective. So I find that's very synchronistic for the collective. So for the second one, which is the current surrounding influences, so we've got 27, the third house. 27. Again, lots of messages. So, finding the right words, discussion, being of two minds, hesitation without stepping into situations, coming to clearer choices, objectivity, short trips, air travel or taking flight. Well, none of us can really do that at the moment. Mastering something new, neighbourhood events or changes, connecting to the greater mind, owning what you know to be true, being chatty or talkative, closing down emotionally and relying on common sense, turning cold on someone or someone turning cold on you, hand-to-eye coordination, games and figuring out puzzles, intelligence, inventions, numbers and letters, needing to do math, early schooling, scripts, codes, siblings, bargains, signing of contracts, sales and commercial transactions. So this card indicates a fortunate time to start a business of your own, perhaps working in translation, creating software, or something to do with deciphering codes and messages. You may also become involved in studying other languages or anything related to working toward a common goal. Meditation and relaxation are also suggested when this card presents itself. If the Neptune or Pisces cards falls in the spread along with the third house card, your thoughts are likely inspired ones, and you could have psychic or mediastic communications. Now, this really talks to me of Gemini. So everything that was just described is extremely, extremely Gemini. So that is what we are actually working towards, and this is in the current situation. So take that how it is relevant to you in your current situation, but I really do feel like it is a very Gemini influence. In the third position, what you're not able to see, so our blind spot, so that is Libra, balance. So Libra, okay. All right, when the Libra card turns up, it indicates that you are riding the fence over something and need to make a decision soon. If you do not make your decision, it may be made for you, and that is exactly what this eclipse is going to do. The potential for you not liking the ending is high if you do not act and decide soon. Again, with all that Mars energy and all the trines as well with the action, this is really telling us that we need to take action and be decisive. So it is a favourable card for romance and relationships. It indicates a time where relationships are turning happier and more content because it's Libra. Libra is the sign of relationships. Right now, everything must be fair and balanced. It's important not to sacrifice your own feelings or desires simply because you hope to avoid a conflict. You will feel as if the middle approach is the smartest one now, and this is probably right. So again, take the middle road. Don't go over the top. Don't be too passive and do nothing about it. So again, you do need to take action. So I think that is really, really fantastic for your blind spot. Take the middle road. So with the fourth position, what to do now? So how to address this issue, how to manifest or overcome it, what your strengths are. So Mercury retrograde, 51. So let's see, 51. Mishaps are like knives. They either serve us or cut us, as we grasp them by the blade or by the handle. That's so true. So, all right, I'm just trying to give you the short version. All right, so basically, yes, it's just saying we're not in a Mercury retrograde at the moment. However, it feels like a redo for me, especially with the past. And I think it is making us look back towards the past to see what has actually come up. So, all right, how long will this period last when the Mercury retrograde card comes up? Give the matter a week and then ask the same question after that week. You will still want to carefully go over any contracts or check any emails or letters that you send. Mundane matters aside, retrograde planets are said to be more empathetic. And that means that strangely, we are more silent and internally keyed into their energies. This causes unusual and fated meetings and occurrences to happen. You may meet up with someone you haven't seen in years at the most unexpected place. You may have a conversation with someone whom you only have a superficial relationship with, then suddenly you connect to that person, causing a much deeper rapport. If you are asking about the strengthening of a relationship, this is not a good time to sign contracts, obviously, but it's an excellent time to renew vows. Not a good time to initiate a divorce or end a relationship, considering how soon Mercury moves forward again. But if you do, then the relationship would soon move forward again too. If you're feeling hopeless or worried about a relationship is never going to work, then Mercury retrograde card is actually a good one to turn up in a reading. It means that there is more than what you know about the situation at the current time, and that the possibility of the relationship getting on its legs and moving ahead is very likely. It's also a very fortuitous time to connect with a lover from the past. It is also a time to revise, reinnovate, and renew. The other thing, again, with that card, and I've said it before in my Mercury retrograde as well, is that any mistakes, anything that you do, if it's a mistake, you'll see it straight away. So I really do feel that at this moment, there's nothing that you can do really wrong. However, I really feel that we really need to harness this Libra eye balance energy. So now I'm going to read the Uranus, so the outcome. So the likely outcome and how we can change it. 9. I think that's just fantastic. Being Uranus, Genus. The public is wonderfully tolerant. It forgives everything except genius. By Oscar Wilde. The sudden bolt of a surprise that causes chaos. Uranus, the great awakener, is here to wake you up. According to the myth, out of the chaos emerged two expressions of deities, Gaia, Mother Earth, and Uranus, Father Sky. As the higher octave of Mercury, oh my gosh, Uranus arrives to break the rules and smash established structures. It is the planet of not only genius but also intuition, which arrives in sudden flashes, just like lightning, seemingly out of nowhere. Uranus is the revolutionary planet, opening up channels to the higher mind and bringing about necessary changes which can no longer be resisted. The great humanitarian, Uranus, is not really personal, and its viewpoint is one that is detached and unemotional. It symbolises the one who doesn't really need a partner, but is friend and a soulmate to everyone. Those under the influence of Uranus are objective, just enough to derive reliable insights into other people's motivations. These types tend to be brainy and cool. Such attachment is needed when everything is about to be turned upside down. Another very important element of Uranus is to link up the technological advances and how the future is going to look and be. Again, with Uranus as well, this card really is telling me that because we're going into Aquarius, pretty sure Aquarius is ruled by Uranus as well. So we really are stepping into a new future. So when the Uranus card comes up in a reading, there will be jolts and surprises in regards to your question or focus. After all, Uranus is the upstart planet, so there won't be any smooth ride here. You can anticipate matters to turn rather eccentric, if not shocking, and not in the way you expect. Don't look upon these manifestations as wrong for you. Instead, go with it and see how your life becomes transformed in ways not exactly as you predicted, but even better. You may feel excitable or nervous at present, especially when it comes into things that you are currently focusing on. It may seem as if everything is speeding up, even forced against your will, but it is not a good idea to resist. The best approach is to entertain the possibilities of what you are about to learn. You can anticipate this change to be a liberating force, offering a new course or path. Oh my gosh, since Uranus is the planet of technology, you may find yourself having to master a new tool, a machine, a computer, or even jobs involving the internet. Since Uranus is the planet of air, storms, and lightning, anything having to do with flight, messages carried by the air, or electrical energies will be a major part of it. Phones, television sets, computers, artificial intelligence, and bionics may also figure. Your surroundings may start to exhibit electrical malfunctions. It's important to pay close attention to the wiring in your home or office. It's also important to point out the connection between Uranus and alternative forms of sexuality and gender identity. In fact, in Victorian England, homosexual and transgender people were referred to Uranians. Therefore, you may find yourself among people with alternative viewpoints, sexuality, and sometimes people of a different class or background. All in all, this card means your life is about to be changed in a big way rather than small ones. The Uranus card says, go with it and see what happens. Oh my God, that is so freaking cool. So I hope you guys get something out of that for everyone. It is very general, but hopefully there's a message in there for you, and you might actually gain some clarity from it. But I think with all things, with all energies, it's better to go with the flow. So yes, where energy goes, energy flows. So, and it is flowing towards the North Node, which is in Gemini, which is just amazing. This is so amazing. All right, I'm just going to pull out a card for this. Let's see what energy card we get. Wow, okay. I have just, look, I'm just going to keep shuffling a bit more, I think. I actually just pulled the Man with a Heart and Woman with a Heart, which is kind of nice. But let me just see what more. All right, Strategy 21, which is a 3. So let's read that one. But also to do with that, and when I was shuffling, I saw the Man with a Heart and the Woman with a Heart. Brings me back to the only truth that we really are seeking is love. Everything is love and freedom as well. This eclipse wants to bring us in freedom and love. So love for oneself, love for others as well. So I really do feel that if you take that energy with you, you can't go wrong as well. So incorporate that into Libra, which is all about relationships and love too. So making a plan. This card shows a pen, journal, compass and a key. When you receive this card upright, it indicates that this is the optimum time for setting up a very specific strategy for achieving your goals. Write about the direction you want to go in. Consider any potential change in course that may be needed. Be aware of the particulars regarding your goals and have some conscious plan in mind. Structure the short-term goals needed to make your long-term goal a reality. This card is telling you to spend some time setting things in order. It's time to take full control, add thought to action, and set your sights on the road ahead. So I think that's a really beautiful card, and especially with this being the new moon as well. So anything that you put pen to paper and set your intentions, that would be a really good way of setting your intentions for this new moon, and it is going to be really, really powerful, and you will be able to see the manifestation in 6 months' time when we have the Sagittarius full moon. So I think that would be really great. So if you want to do something interesting, write down your thoughts and your plan. now on the new moon, and in 6 months' time you can go back and read it and see what it has actually manifested, or whether it's even something better. I think that's beautiful. And now I'm just going to pull out a Dragon Wisdom because of all the fire. I thought, oh, I'll do a dragon one. I love dragons, so let's see which dragon card wants to come out for the collective for us during this full total solar eclipse for the new moon in Sagittarius. I love it. Courage. All right, I'm going to read this one too. Let's see, courage. I think all we need really is a bit of courage as well. If anything, it is telling us to take a risk in things, and to think outside the box and to do things a bit differently than what we would usually. The paths of our lives occasionally lead to forks in the road where we must decide which path to follow. Fear or uncertainty can arise in our hearts as we question which way to go. We have drawn this card, the Courage card, which means you now find yourself in a situation, or soon will. You may have been in this situation for years, not making a decision as you stand before two diverging paths. In such situations, call the mighty black dragon to you. Hear it say, have courage. Make a clear decision in your heart to follow the golden path of your soul. Progress, development and growth can only occur when you have the courage to make the decisions that must be made. Call the mighty black dragon to you once again and listen to its forceful voice as it tells you to grit your teeth and just do it. Whatever the issue, you have two options. If you say yes, do so with courage. If you say no, do so with the same courage. Live according to your decision from then on. Follow the golden path of your soul with your courage and always with a smile on your lips. So I think that is really amazing card. So I am wishing you all the best for this new moon in Sagittarius. Hopefully it won't be too hectic for you guys with the total solar eclipse. However, know that if it really is a difficult situation, it is meant to be, and even though you might not be able to see the blessings it brings, there will be blessings. So with that, just wish you all the best, and just remember that you are a star, so let your light shine bright, and as always, love and light.